natural gas well in Los Angeles has been flooding a neighborhood with
spewing at least 70,000 pounds of gas every hour.
Hi, I'm Dave Nguyen, also an education consultant who makes science videos. Since I've encountered 2 people who have developed myeloid leukemia due to this gas leak, I decided to create this video to teach people how they can do regular checkups just in case they're developing early stages of this cancer. The most simple way to test for signs of leukemia is called the CBC test. A blood sample is taken from your arm and then smeared on a glass slide. A doctor will then look at it under a microscope. Normal blood should contain mostly red blood cells, that is, these red circular shapes, while the remaining cells, which are your immune cells, your white blood cells, should be the minority in this population. However, in the case of leukemia, you'll have more white blood cells than you do red blood cells. For residents who live in Porter Ranch and the area surrounding Aliso Canyon oil field, it might be a good idea to do a CBC test at least once or twice per year. Here is an example from the American Cancer Society of what a normal CBC readout should be. This will be a reference. These numbers will give you an idea of what is considered normal so that you can talk to your doctor about what next steps to take. 2 types of myeloid leukemia have occurred since the 2015 gas leak. One is called chronic myeloid leukemia, CML, and the other is acute myeloid leukemia, AML. For chronic myeloid leukemia, 50% of people who have it don't have any symptoms. For those who do have symptoms, these are the 3 most common. The first symptom is anemia. That is, you have too few red blood cells, and so you will feel fatigued often throughout the day. 40 to 50% of people with CML have enlarged spleens, otherwise known as splenomegaly. Signs of an enlarged spleen include a sudden swelling in the stomach area, particularly right below the rib cage, and feeling full quickly, even though you've only eaten a small meal. Less than 10% of people who have CML also have enlarged livers, otherwise known as hepatomegaly. The most accurate test to detect if you have CML is to do what's called PCR and Fish. These 2 experiments test for the presence of a gene fusion product known as the BCR-ABL gene. For acute myeloid leukemia, or AML, the most accurate way to diagnose it is to look at the DNA inside of your blood cells. It should be noted that exposure to a chemical called benzene is strongly linked to developing AML. Benzene is one of the chemicals that was released in the Porter Ranch gas leak blowout. Human DNA is packaged into 23 pairs of chromosomes. Each of these chromosome pairs can be identified like letters in the alphabet. This knowledge allows scientists to know exactly when somebody has AML because there are recurring types of breakages and abnormalities whenever somebody has AML. One of the most scary things about this situation is that the Aliso Canyon oil field is still in operation, even though it sits on top of an earthquake fault. And if you live in LA, you know how common earthquakes are.